Hey all, Hipper here. So today we're trying out a ghost build on Baltimore using Ivan Lightful and Lemonnier. So the primary command I've chosen is Beeply because she gives you a nice notch in concealment as well. So we have Lightful as one inspiration and then Lemonnier as the other, giving us the ability to go dark after just about 12 seconds. So a private zone, make sure you pick this if you use Beeply, because that's pretty much the point of this commander here for this build. So on the ship I have aiming systems and I have rudder, and then I have the big surprise, the concealment system instead of rudder, and then I have the improved reload. So actually a pretty standard Baltimore build here, except for agile Baltimores. So sonar, radar, heals, yeah, so 3 of each, which we like. 10-second reload, 16 range, decent. 5-second rudder, actually not too bad. And concealment of only 10 kilometers here. So that's very nice. Gives us 6 kilometers where we can actually play with going dark. Because the concealment of the ship is 10 kilometers and the gun range is just about 16 kilometers. Which means, like I said, you have 6 kilometers where you can go dark pretty much at will. Now the Baltimore has a reload of 10 seconds, which is not ideal because it's actually faster than it takes the ship to go dark. So it makes it very tempting, well for me at least, to just keep firing and pretty much miss out on the whole point of this build here. But I do use the going dark in this battle here. And also this is mostly a defensive battle, this one here. Because nobody's really pushing and I'm just concentrating on protecting the A and the D caps pretty much throughout the whole battle here. But the build is good, and I'm sure some players will be able to get a lot more out of this build here than I am, because like I've said before in pretty much all my Ghost videos, I'm far too an aggressive player to be able to use these builds here to their fullest. You have to be a little bit more patient. And you can see here I'm trying. I'm saying, don't rush in, don't rush in. You have to stay at least 10 kilometers away from the enemies so you can use your concealment. And then I get spotted by a destroyer and I forget everything about that. I just go, oh, there's a destroyer, he has to die. So this Kleber here, he's trying to cap, and I will be keeping this guy at bay pretty much the whole battle. And he even sent me a message after saying that that I had been pretty annoying keeping him out of caps all the time. So I'm using my radar here because I don't have a clear shot at the destroyer, just to keep him spotted. And a few people are taking pot shots at him, but nowhere near enough. I mean, like once a destroyer is spotted like that, like the radar only gives you about 30 seconds to take the ship out. So if you don't go for it, if you miss out on a chance like that, the destroyer may very, very well get away, and if you're a battleship, you will be paying for that later on. So give up the idea of shooting your battleship salvo at that juicy broadside when a destroyer is spotted, if you have any chance of hitting the destroyer, because I mean that is really primary. But anyway, nothing new here. Nothing happened. So there were 2 destroyers here, so I'm going to move in a little bit closer now. I'm trying to keep 11 kilometers away from these battleships over here, but I mean, I still want to cap, so I gotta head in. So the destroyer is back now trying to cap, and we'll just tell him, yeah, not today, mate, and send him off again. And of course, I'm spotted now, and I do have 10 kilometer concealment. I said 11 before, I'm sorry. I meant 10. So I am still able to go dark, but I just need to get that salvo at the destroyer there. I can't preach what I'm not doing really. So now I can choose to go dark if I want to. But again, let's get in some shots here while we're at it, because I have the island for cover. And I'm going to have to retreat anyway because of all these torpedoes here, so we might as well get some damage in as well. Oh, if you look on this camp, it's flank here. It's a bit of a a very interesting show here. I mean, the battleships are both sitting behind an island, and I don't think they can do anything at all. And the destroyer is nowhere near capping or anything like that. He's somewhere off on the flank. And now the Conqueror comes around the corner, so it's time to think about going dark here, at least for a little while until I can, well, regroup a bit. So that's why I'm just waiting here to see what he's actually going to do. And like I said, it only takes 12.5 seconds to go dark. So I just have a little bit of a look at it. Looks like the Conqueror isn't really interested in me. So we'll just start shooting again and then see what happens. If he starts shooting at me, I'll just go dark again. And of course, because there's pretty much no one else to shoot at this whole flank here, because everybody's hiding behind that island behind me. And I'm the only one who's anywhere near the enemies and actually trying to secure a cap here. So obviously I get targeted by everyone, so 4 people targeting me now. So and also the Conqueror has taken an interest in me now. So again, I choose to not fire and just go dark here, and that's it. So I just want this Conqueror here to start, like, pretty much focus someone else basically. And then once he does, I'm trying to see if I can't head in and start to cap. I still have like nearly 4 kilometers of leeway, so there's really no point waiting. I'll just try to go in and then hope I don't get spotted by a destroyer somewhere around here. And it also looks like the Conqueror is turning now, so hopefully I can get this cap here before he spots me again. I still have a few kilometers, so I should be doing.
I need your support, teammate. I need your
So now, after pretty much 6 minutes, the destroyer actually decides to come in here and help me cap, which is of course appreciated because it cuts the capping down, the time down by a lot. And I don't think I would have time to do it by myself because this Conqueror here is getting closer and closer. But with only 3 seconds to go, that's it. We've got this cap here, and that's pretty much all I wanted to do. But I've been fighting pretty much half the game to actually do this, because no one else has taken any interest in it at all. And of course I cannot fight 4 or 5 ships on this flank here by myself and cap at the same time. So what I did was pretty much just keeping the Reds from taking the cap until someone else actually came to help me. So just like Hotspot, it's usually not the best idea to push forward here when there's that many red ships left. I mean, we're only taking out 1 red ship. That means they're pretty much the whole team is still left. So crossing the middle of the map and starting to go offensive now is usually not a good idea. It's only if the red team is down to about half you can, well, think about doing that. So instead, I am going to, go back here to sit between A and D, because I am suspecting that the destroyer, that Kleber from before, he is going down the middle of the map trying to get behind us that way. Of course, I'm just theorizing here, and there are 2 battleships here, and we have 2 battleships on our side, so really it's time for them to do what they do instead of just sitting behind an island. So I'm taking this chance to reposition. So as you can see, I'm doing my best to do an agile build imitation here, and I mean with 4.9 second rudder, it's not that bad, but there's no way I can avoid as many salvos as I would with a full agile build where you have less than, I think less than 2 second rudder on this thing here. But anyway, the battleships took care of the Bismarck in there, so that means that I can now head towards D, and then if there's no one there, I'll probably head up the middle of the map and see if I can't pop a radar when I'm around the middle of the map to see if I can spot the destroyer. But I noticed this Cleveland here skulking down, pretty much exactly what I would have done in the same situation, just from the other side of the map. And I decided to set up camp here, basically. Let the enemies take C, because I'm a bit underpowered on this side here. I don't have any battleship backup, and there's a legendary battleship over there taking C. And if I had torpedoes, sure, yeah, let's take him on. But Baltimore, like, you have to rely on the AP, and it takes a long time to whittle down a legendary battleship. So yeah, it's better just to skulk a little bit on my own over here and just let the enemies come to me. And you know, all this waiting and faffing around here and like, just searching for broadsides, it's the primary reason I don't use other builds than agile builds, and it's also the reason I don't like cruisers without torpedoes. I think it slows down the gameplay, and I don't enjoy it as much. And really, like, the number one purpose of playing this game here is to have fun. And an agile build on cruisers is just way more fun for me. And yeah, sure, like I said before, I'm sure some players could play this ship in a lot more interesting ways with this build here, but yeah. Every time I see a Baltimore in action, I feel sorry for the player because it just looks so dreadfully boring. So here we have our good friend the Kleber again, and yet again he's denied access to this cap here because I still have a radar. I have 3 radars, so yeah, I'm just waiting for him to to try to come in here and take the cap. That's also why I switched to HE now, because I'm halfway expecting him to do it, but he's not a stupid player, this guy here, so he doesn't do it actually. And another thing about like traditional cruiser builds like this, like, it's just pretty predictable what people do in these cruisers here, because unlike an agile build, you don't really have that many options. You pretty much have to play a certain way, and you cannot just suddenly change your mind, like cross the map with at 40 knots and torp a legendary battleship somewhere else. That's just not gonna happen, especially in a 31 or whatever it is, not Baltimore here. You were pretty much stuck on the flank that you spawn at, and well, not stuck, but in this case here I am. I mean, when you are captaining an agile cruiser, you can pull off stunts where the enemies have to expect the unexpected. But when you play a traditional build, well, you can really only pull off what's expected of you. And of course, yes, you have better damage output and like better concealment and stuff like that, but still not a big fan of it. So I was hoping to like wound this Siegfried here pretty badly with that salvo, but as it usually goes, I didn't get any like noticeable damage there, because obviously I don't want him to get close. He has torpedoes, and yeah, I was betting a lot on that salvo, and yeah, that was it was a fail. So we're just gonna have to do the good old Baltimore bow tank here, and yeah, another thing that I don't enjoy in this ship here. I can tolerate bow tanking in battleships, but in cruisers I just feel really useless. So I would much rather just take this guy here head on in a hipper and have a nice little torp brawl with him. Much more fun. So this destroyer here totally misses with the torpedoes. So yeah. Anyway, we are just winning this battle here on points now, and that's a good thing, because that was a pretty dry battle actually. But I hope it gave you an impression of the build, and like I said, I'm sure other players can do much better with this build here, but this is not my forte, and I just want to show you what you can do. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.